back to Crochet Crafts. In this video I'm going to show you how you can turn this chunky yarn into a beautiful trendy handbag you can carry anywhere. So you will obviously need t-shirt yarn, and I'm going to be using this hook, 7mm hook, and you need a stitch marker and a pair of scissors. So let's start. We're going to start with a slip knot. And we are going to chain 19. Now I'm done chaining 19, so we are going to look for the middle chain of these chains. So I'm going to count 10 chains, and on the 10th chain I'm going to place my stitch marker. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So I'm going to place my stitch marker right there. And if you place your stitch marker and you count from here, from the hook, first stitch from the hook, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, you have 9 chains, and we skip this chain that has a stitch marker. We count 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Next we are going to chain 1. This chain 1 does not count as a stitch, so into the second chain from the hook we are going to slip stitch, and into the following after that, and into the next one. So we have 3 slip stitches. Now we are going to do our single crochet till we reach to the stitch marker. Now I've reached my stitch marker, so I'm going to make an increase into that stitch. So we are going to place 3 double crochets, 3 single crochets into this stitch. 1 2. If you're a new beginner, I recommend that when you do your second single crochet into this chain, you mark it so that you won't be confused which one is the middle stitch of those 3 single crochets. Now we are going to do the last one, which makes them 3 single crochets into that chain. Now we're going to continue with our single crochets till the end until we are left with 3 chains. Now as you can see, I'm left with 3 stitches, so we are going to slip stitch into those 3 remaining stitches. Now we're going to chain 1 and turn. Remember, this stitch does not count as a chain, it's just for us to be able to turn. Right, now if you look closely, you can see that we have a V here. So for this row and every other row, we are going to be working in the back loops only. So this is the back loop. So we're going to slip stitch 1 2 and 3, and we're going to continue with our single crochet till we reach the stitch marker, back loops only. Now we have reached our stitch marker. We're going to remove it and place 3 single crochets into that stitch, and we're going to bring our stitch marker and place it into the middle of those 3 single crochets, like so, and we carry on doing our single crochet into each stitch, back loops only, till we have 3 stitches remaining, and we are going to slip stitch into those 3 remaining stitches. Chain 1 and turn. Now I'm going to repeat row 2 till we have 10 rows in total. Right. I am done with my 10 rows. So this is how we are going to count. We are going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So that's how you count your rows. And so we're going to chain 1 and 10 and continue, but we are not going to increase anymore. We're just going to crochet with no increase, but doing our 3 slip stitches, single crochet, and when we reach our stitch marker we do 1 single crochet into that stitch marker, which means we're not going to increase, and we continue with our single crochets till we're left with 3 chains, and then we slip stitch into those 3 chains. So we are going to do that for about 12 more rows. Okay, now I've reached my stitch marker. I'm going to remove it and do a single crochet into that back loop, right? And then I'm going to leave the stitch marker into this row so that I will know where I started my rows with no increases. So that's how you do rows with no increase. Very simple. So I'm going to go ahead and do 11 more rows and I'll meet you back. Now I'm done with my 12 rounds, and we're just going to count to make sure that I did 12 rounds. So this is where we did our last increase row. So we are going to start counting from here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So next what we're going to do is we are going to look for the center stitch of this last row we did, and let's just get that mark. You no longer need it there. So we're just going to look for the center stitch of this last row we did. So I think it's this one, but we're going to count to make sure that's the one. So we should have equal number of stitches on both sides. So we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18. We are not going to include this stitch with a stitch marker, so we're going to start here. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18. We're going to carry on. We're going to start by chaining 1 and turn our work, and do as usual. Start with 3 slip stitches into the following 3 stitches. 1 2 3, and our single crochets. So we are going to be working into this stitch, into the stitch before the stitch marker, and into the stitch after the stitch marker. So we're going to do those 3 together. Okay, so we're going to insert our hook into the back loop, pull up a loop, 2 loops on your hook, insert into the stitch with a stitch marker, back loop, pull up a loop. Let's take out our stitch marker. Into the following stitch after that, insert, pull up a loop. Now I've got 4 loops on my hook, and what you're going to do is we're going to yarn over and pull through all 4 like that, and then we bring back our stitch marker into the stitch we just did right there, and we're going to carry on with our single crochets all the way till we're left with 3 stitches, and we do slip stitch into those last 3 stitches. 1 2 and 3, chain 1 and turn our work. We repeat again. Now I'm going to do my decrease, working into the stitch before the stitch marker. Insert my hook, back loop, pull up a loop, 2 loops. Now removing my stitch marker and working into that stitch. Insert my hook, pull up a loop, 3 loops into the following stitch after that. Insert my hook, pull up a loop. Now I've got 4 loops on my hook, yarn over and pull through all 4. Bring back my stitch marker and place it right there. Now I'm going to carry on with my single crochets. So that's how we're going to be doing our decreases. So we're just going to carry on doing our decreases till we have 9 stitches. We started with at the beginning of this project, we started with 19 stitches. So we are going to decrease till we're left with 19 stitches, so it matches. So as you can see, I am done with my last row, and I have 9 stitches on both sides of my stitch marker, just like the way we started here. And if you can put it together, you can actually see that it's the same. So we're going to move on to our handles. Now for the handles, you're going to make a slip knot, and we're going to chain 38. 1 2. I'm done chaining 38. Now I'm going to make sure that my chains are straight, and into the first chain we did, I'm going to insert my hook, yarn over and pull through. Chain 1, and back into that same chain I'm going to make a single crochet, and I'll make single crochet all the way till I'm back here. When you are done, we're going to slip stitch into the first single crochet we did to join that round. Chain 1, and back into that first stitch we do a single crochet, and we continue with our single crochets all the way till come back where we started. So when you are done with this row, we are going to slip stitch into the first single crochet we did, like that. Now this is how your work should look like, and we are going to chain 1, so next what we're going to do is, after chaining 1, we're going to turn our work just like that, and we're going to go underneath these 2 loops here and working onto the other side. As you can see, this is where we started. This is where we started, so we're going to go underneath that and over, pull through and make a slip stitch just like that. Next we're going to go underneath those loops, the stitch, and that. So we joining this part here and this part together to make it firm or strong, not to wobble. So this is how it's supposed to look. When you are done here, you just chain 1 and cut your yarn. Now as you can see, I've already done with this side of the back of the handle. Now I'm going to do this side. Set your hook into the first stitch, which is this one here. Right, if you like, you can weave in all these ends. So let's try and put it in here. Now we are going to yarn over and then attach our yarn like that, and we are going to grab our and then we're going to yarn over like that, and then we pull it tight. And then we're going to be working in these rows here, right? So we're going to insert our hook in there, in that row, the top stitch of this row, and then we're going to insert our hook from underneath our handle, yarn over, and we've got 2 loops on our hook, and then we're going to yarn over and pull through all 2. Right. Okay, next insert into the next row here. Go on it under, pull up a loop like so. Now we have 2 loops, yarn over and pull through all 2 loops. Make sure you move this so that it can be close to each other. Next one is this one. Insert, pull up 2 loops, yarn over and pull through all 2 loops. Make sure they are all together, close to each other like that. Next one. So when you're done, what you're going to do is you're going to look for the next stitch there, and then we're going to do a slip stitch. We're going to do a slip stitch all the way down. And this is the finished product. If you like, you can include those beads, but it's totally optional. So if you like this tutorial, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.